All right, so are you ready to dive into this?
Absolutely. I think this is going to be a fascinating one.
It really is. I mean, IShowSpeed, this guy, he's everywhere right now.
Yeah, he's really blown up. And not just for, his gaming.
Right, it's the athletic stuff. This is just wild. Like, he's calling out pros.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. Like a streamer taking on, I don't know, Floyd Mayweather.
That's the one that really caught my eye, too. We've got this great Club Shay Shay interview, by the way.
Oh, yeah, let's dig into that. It's a gold mine.
He talks about his background, how competitive he is.
Yeah.
It's like he truly believes he can beat these guys.
It makes you wonder about the line between confidence and, well,
Delusion.
maybe, yeah. But there's a real audacity to it all, you got to admit. It's this whole collision of internet fame and real-world sports.
Okay, so before we get too deep into that, let's rewind a bit. IShowSpeed wasn't always just a gamer.
Right.
Right. He played sports growing up, even claimed to be like a 4- or 5-star wide receiver recruit.
Wow. Okay, so there's some athletic foundation there. Exactly. So we can't just dismiss him as someone with zero physical ability. The question is, how much of that translates?
Yeah, like can all that gaming skill, the reflexes and stuff, actually make you a top athlete?
That's the million-dollar question. He talks a lot about his speed, his agility.
Oh, and remember that video of him jumping over the moving car?
Classic. Clearly trying to channel Kobe, though it turns out that commercial was faked.
Yeah, but it's still a great example of how the online world, bleeds into reality for these guys.
Totally. But the real turning point, I think, the moment people started taking his athletic claims a bit more seriously, was that race against Noah Lyles.
Oh, yeah, the Mr. Beast one. That was huge.
I mean, nobody expected him to come that close to an Olympic champion.
He lost, but IShowSpeed insists he could have won a rematch the same day. And he genuinely believes he's faster than Lyles in pure speed.
Raw speed is one thing, but becoming an Olympic sprinter, that's a whole other level. It's years of training, technique, understanding how your body works.
Right, it's not just about being naturally quick.
Exactly. Which brings us back to that confidence, maybe bordering on delusion. And it's not just Lyles, right? This guy has called out a whole roster of pro athletes.
Oh man, don't even get me started. Tyreek Hill, Jake Paul, Floyd Mayweather.
Kevin Durant, even Manny Pacquiao. It's like, what's the motivation there? Pure confidence. Publicity stunt.
Or does he actually believe he can train himself to beat these guys? He says technique is his downfall, not a lack of talent.
It's a fascinating question, especially in the age of social media where self-belief can be, let's say, amplified.
Where's the line between confidence and, as you said, delusion? And how do we, as viewers, make sense of it all?
It's tricky, right? Because whether we're cheering him on or rolling our eyes, there's something about IShowSpeed's story that taps into this universal fascination.
The underdog, David versus Goliath.
Yeah.
The gamer stepping onto the field and saying, what is?
Exactly. Imagine if he actually pulled it off. It would be insane. It would turn the sports world upside down. And it's not just like raw athleticism with this guy. You know what really got me thinking?
Was that?
How quickly he seems to pick up new skills. Like, remember that backflip challenge?
Oh, yeah, with the gymnast. That was insane.
He went from zero experience to landing, like, multiple rotations in a single session.
It was mind-blowing. I could barely follow what was happening.
Right. It shows you he's adaptable and not afraid to push himself.
He talks about being a visual learner, seeing something and just, like, replicating it.
That's interesting. Makes you wonder if that translates to other stuff, too.
Right. Beyond just physical challenges.
Think about his language skills. He claims to speak, 8 languages?
That's crazy. I mean, if it's true.
He said it's because of music. Like, he immersed himself in Brazilian music for a few months and then could talk to people.
Really? Wow. So maybe it's about focus, passion.
Or maybe his brain's just wired differently. Who knows?
It's wild to think about. And you know what else is interesting?
What's that?
The global reaction to all this. Like, he has fans all over the world, right?
Yeah, his appeal goes way beyond just the U.S.
He mentioned his Indonesian fans are some of the most passionate. And remember, he broke a record there for live viewers.
Right, over 1 million people watching his stream. It's insane how the internet connects everyone like that.
Creates these global communities. And hold on, there's something else we didn't even mention.
Go on.
He's been to over 30 countries.
Seriously? That's a lot of travel.
And all this after basically going all in on streaming at like 15 years old.
Yeah, got kicked out of his house for it even.
Only had 2,000 subscribers at the time. But he knew that was his future.
Moved in with his dad, who was more supportive. His mom, though.
Took her a while to come around, didn't it?
A year or two ago, finally. But can you imagine that kind of conviction at 15.
To bet on yourself like that, it's pretty incredible.
Inspiring, even. To go after what you love, even when everyone doubts you.
And it paid off. Millionaire at 16, bought his mom a house.
Living the dream, you could say. And he's not done yet. Talking about expanding his business, making even crazier content.
Zeki thrives on proving people wrong.
It fuels him. Honestly, that's something to admire, I think.
It is, and the way he compares himself to, like, iconic figures.
Oh, I know. He said in the streaming world, he's Ronaldo.
And Kaisen out is Messi.
It's not just athletes either. He's compared LeBron to Ronaldo, both GOATs.
And Jordan is like Messi. It's like he's trying to fit into this lineage of greatness.
Claiming his spot. And remember, he says he's faster than any other content creator.
Or any non-professional athlete. Only lost that one race to the Olympic champ.
Audacious claim, sure. But there's that unshakable self-belief again.
You can't deny it's gotten him pretty far. You know, it's funny. You get the sense that people either love this guy or just, like, can't stand him.
Oh, totally. Yeah. It's like he's engineered this persona that polarizes everyone.
And maybe that's the point. Keeps people talking, keeps them engaged.
Right. Like whether he actually trains for the Olympics or fights Mayweather almost doesn't matter.
It's the story, the journey.
Exactly. It's this constant unfolding narrative. And his audience is right there with him every step of the way.
It says a lot about authenticity online, doesn't it? Or at least the appearance of it.
That's a huge point. How much of what we see is real anymore?
And does it even matter? Maybe it's the connection that counts, the entertainment, the feeling that, hey, anything's possible.
That's a really interesting thought because in a way, IShowSpeed's whole story, it reflects what's happening to media in general.
How so?
It's the rise of the individual creator, right? They have as much power as, if not more than, these big institutions.
That's a whole new world. So as we wrap things up here, what's the big takeaway? What should our listeners be thinking about?
Well, I think IShowSpeed's rise shows us the power of self-belief, for sure, and the appeal of the underdog.
It's a classic story.
But it also shows us how unpredictable things are now, especially online. He's challenged all these ideas we have about talent, success.
And how to get there.
Exactly. It's a story that's still being written, you know, full of surprises. It's worth paying attention to, that's for sure. Who knows what he'll do next?
That's the fun of it, right?
Yeah.
Only time will tell. But one thing's for certain. It's going to be entertaining. Thanks for diving into this with me.
Anytime. This was a great one.